we live with a family member. I don't want to. I don't want to live with anyone.
Like,
You.
what?
Do you think breaking up will make you gain weight? No, I don't think so.
If anything, I'm wanting it to make her lose it.
Yeah. The whole point of as you started feeling this way, it's not nice to spring this on a partner you were building a life with. I will admit it was very, very random. She was at her family's for the weekend. Everything was fine on Friday. You know, calling me babe and text messages. Like, everything was normal. Woke up on Saturday and, like, it was just really weird. I felt like there was a weirdness, and I don't know. There was no argument. We didn't argue, nothing. And she was like, what exactly did you say? Something like, we need to talk. I've been thinking about this for a while, or something like that. And I was like, oh, that's fun. So for me, it did come out of nowhere for sure. But
I mean, here, we had a really bad fight. We had a bad fight. Not this past Monday, but the Monday before. We woke up.
Before we broke up, by the way.
Yes, it's before we broke up. A week before, pretty much. We woke up. We argued to the point where we were both tired again. So we went back to sleep from waking up. And then we slept up until it was dark outside. And then we woke back up again and got into another argument. And we did make up. And
Which this is the part. This is the part.
But it's just like the way I talk to you and the way you talk to me.
This is the part that where I found really confusing, because we ended the argument
in a hug,
yeah, and understanding of one another. Mm-hmm. Because what started the argument was me telling her how I felt, and it would happen a lot. I would tell her how I felt, and we would argue. That's also something that shouldn't happen, but it was something that I accepted. Like I said, we both have our own bad things that we did in the relationship, you know, and I always wanted to talk about how I felt because I just felt like that's important.
It is.
And anyways, so I was just saying how I felt, and then it just got into this big argument, but by the end of it, we understood each other and hugged and stuff, but her mind went somewhere completely different, and I didn't know about it. It went somewhere dark, where my mind went somewhere light, which is weird because I journal every single day, and I go back and look at the entries from that day and the day after, and Becky and I were on two completely different pages. I was very positive and hopeful and stuff like that, and the whole time you were thinking about breaking up with me. I don't want to cry. That's like sad, you know?
It is.
It's so crazy.
I mean, I'm not breaking up with you because it's fun or anything like that.
Are you just having the time of your life?
Jesus, no.
You're not having fun?
Me realize that I have a lot to learn about myself and to grow and to find peace and just be better.
I know.
I want to take care of my health. I want to grieve my mother properly. I can't be taking care of this and that and the other whenever I'm over here barely able to take care of myself. You know?
Yeah.
Because I do have my days where I'm just like, I don't want to get out of bed. I don't want to answer my sister's call. I don't want to have to talk to anybody. I don't want to have to take Twinkie out. I don't want to have to come in here and see you. I don't want to do any of that. I just want to... And it's like, I can't.
Right.
I have to constantly be on the go because people depend on me.
Well, you need to have moments where people don't depend on you, where you're just like, yo, I'm checking out for the day. Mm-hmm. Or a few days, you know?
Yeah.
Y'all, we're very open, as you can tell. Like, we're just like super open, eh?
I just don't feel I'm in the place for a relationship. And that could be years. It could be never. I don't know.
And it's, you've opened my eyes, you know, doing this. I feel the same way. Relationships just clearly aren't for me. Like, it is what it is. Like, they're just not. So.
I just want to be selfish.
You have been.
I'm talking about, like, I've never been allowed to just think of me.
Yeah, because you've been in a relationship for over 4 years.
With you. And then even before that, it's just like, I was in such a stupid, naive place. I was like, oh, me and Nina broke up. I'm not good enough. I have to find somebody else. Pronto. Like, and then I dated that one girl. I had that one night stand. None of that worked out. I wasn't looking anymore. And then boom, you popped in my life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's like, you made me feel like I could give it a shot. You know?
Mm-hmm. I'm glad we did. To go to my channel and press join. Did Becky feel like a caretaker? I hope not, because she didn't do anything caretaking-y.
No, why would I feel like a caretaker?
When letting go of an ex, I had to... Thanks. Sending positive vibes to you both. Thank you, Lisa. When's my next weigh-in? I don't know. What healthy steps will you take after Becky leaves? Like, leaves physically? Because I don't know.
I think once me and you are not living together anymore, mine is going to be, I want to set a routine for myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll probably be easier, too, for you.
I want to set a routine about waking up, eating when I'm supposed to eat, take my medicine when I'm supposed to take my medicine.
Yeah.
If I've got time, take a little walk. Work and stuff.
I just feel like, you know, it's hard for me to think of my future in this moment because, like, I'm still, like, hurting low-key, and I just feel like a lot of people expect me to just be fine right now, and I'm just not. So I'm doing the best I can, you know? And I don't like doing this in front of her because I don't want her to think I'm sad. So, but
it's okay.
I just don't really think of that quite yet. I'm getting there because, you know, it just takes a minute. Like, this just happened, you know? Like, yeah. Becky, is your art your new job, or are you doing something else as well? No need to be specific.
I have something else that I'm doing. I'm going to keep on with the art. I'm going to start my YouTube channel. I'm not saying it's going to go anywhere, but it'd be cool if it did. I have a few options. I know of 2 other places I could go, but I currently am earning money doing something.
Yeah. Both of you are so strong. I watched you from the beginning, Amber. You're such a beautiful soul. You could go to rehab for binge eating disorder. Cool, but I don't need to, thankfully. I haven't really been binging, I must say. I'm very proud of myself for that.
It's also been kind of hard. You know, we've spent a few nights with some people who are trying to be vegan right now.
They're not vegan, they're vegetarian.
Whatever.
Which is easy for me. I don't really like meat much.
Me neither. It just depends. Sometimes I could go for some chicken.
It just feels like, because of how I was raised, it like feels like I have to eat meat. But like, I don't really like it that much. It's weird.
Yeah.
Good morning. Happy Wednesday to you guys. First, I want to pinpoint, I've changed my diet to the point my hair now doesn't look as sickly as it was a few months ago. And that's why Foodie Booty his hair is disappearing, because she's eating the most disgusting food that has no vitamins, that is basically like the desert. It's just dying. So she really needs to have that food for thought, because last night in her live, and one live, she was saying that she has a hard time eating vegetables, and that's the problem. She doesn't get the vitamins she needs in her hair. So let's go right to Amberlynn Reid's live last night. There were a lot of questions. There's a lot of things I want to say. There was a question asked of her, Amberlynn Reid, will you live with a family member? She says no. But she's at this point where she needs somebody to help her. She doesn't walk Twinkie. Now, Becky always walks Twinkie. Who's going to walk Twinkie for her? Is she going to get a dog walker for her? I mean, she's being selfish right now. And will you gain weight? That's the biggest question. Will you gain weight after, from this breakup? And she says no. And she's really snippy. The way she was talking to Becky sometimes was like very nasty. And, but remember her last 2 breakups? She gained over plus 200 pounds, remember? So, yeah, Jan, we really believe you, Jan. Okay. And the breakup, she said it was just random. The week before they broke up, they had a really bad fight, okay? And I think I don't think Amberlynn Reid knows how to talk to people. She talks to people like they're her servants, okay? She never treated Becky with any kind of respect. I'm gonna tell you this straight up. I'm not the biggest Becky fan, but I'm happy that she's breaking off of this. But Becky was with her family that weekend. I think her family's been urging her for her just to break it off completely. Like, leave. Let's go. Get your life together. You got diabetes, which can be reversed. You need to get on with your life. Have a better life for yourself, a healthier life. So, yeah. And Becky goes into the one clip. She goes into, like, she really needs to get her mentals together. Being with Amberlynn Reid, she's not. She's implying in the statement she made that she's just tired of taking care of everybody else. Everybody else basically comes first. Everybody else, you know who that means, is Amberlynn Reid. She says sometimes when she doesn't want to walk Twinkie or just even see Amberlynn Reid. I think I would be sick and tired of having to wait hand and foot on this huge woman who is, one, tearing my own health apart and won't get her own health together. So, and they are the biggest enablers for each other. That's why I said I'm glad this breakup is done and over with. But it's not truly over with because Amberlynn Reid needs her hand held. She's 30 years old and still can't do anything like a grown person. So Amberlynn Reid goes, relationships are not clearly for her. But if you notice that everybody breaks up with her, clearly the problem is her. She doesn't want to self-reflect, sit back, take the moment for herself and realize when you don't love yourself and you self-hate, no one's not going to love you. And when you are so needy and so demanding, nobody wants to be with you. Okay? And at that part where Becky said, I just want to be selfish, which she is entitled to. If I had to wipe Amberlynn Reid's butt the whole time she was bedbound back, when she was at her highest weight. And then Amberlynn Reid jabbed with a comment and said, you have been selfish. Like, that's the kind of stuff in the life that I just did not appreciate, because Becky's still sitting there holding her hand, trying to help her with this breakup. They've been broken up for a while. Becky has been checked out for a while now. I think it's been a very long while. And then they asked Becky, do you feel like a caretaker? And then, as Amberlynn Reid's way of, yeah, she was not a caretaker. Like, yes, she was a caretaker. How are you going to sit there and say she wasn't a caretaker? She drove you everywhere like a chauffeur. She went to the grocery store when you couldn't even leave the house. You still can't really leave the house right now because of the COVID, and you might die. Like, the rest of the country isn't affected by this. No. Becky was her caretaker. That's why Becky is sick of it. See, Amberlynn Reid is in her selfish head. She's not thinking about Becky. She's not thinking, this is all like, she's just agreeing with it because, Becky is doing things for her. She's trying to keep Becky around as long as she can. Somebody asked about the healthy steps that they're taking when, of not being each other. It's like, Amberlynn Reid just doesn't understand, like, when people are saying, having basically, what are you guys doing, working towards being separated? And Amberlynn Reid is like acting like, oh, what do you mean? We're always gonna be friends. Like, she's always throwing, we're always gonna be doing. That has nothing to do with you breaking up, separating, and going on with your separate lives. She's just selfish. In this whole life, she's just such a selfish person. And playing the victim. Oh, this came out of nowhere. No, it's been a long time coming, and I hate to tell you this, but it's been a long time coming. Somebody also asked her if you're gonna go to a rehab for her binge eating disorder, and she as usual, I don't have to. I'm good. But she looks a lot bigger. Her face looks a little bit bigger than the last time we saw her. And keep having this dismissive attitude towards your supporters, who all they are doing is caring for you, Amberlynn Reid. You are so dismissive, and you're so selfish and so narcissistic that you won't even let Becky go. I am like, Becky needs a clean cut. Becky's the type of person, she needs a clean cut away from her. You can't, to me, I'm so glad the breakup me and my ex-husband had was, the way it ended was horrible, but we ended it like clean cut. He went on with his way, I went on my mind, and that's how my heart healed. It took a while for it to heal. Yeah, you have to have a clean cut from somebody, especially when she was sidetracked. So like somebody just randomly just tore your heart out. See, Becky, I think, has been already, like I said, been checked out and is making the steps for her own self to go move on with her life. She, remember, she said she got a job. Remember, she didn't have a job a little while ago. Like I said, this has been going on. The break has been going on for a while now. Amberlynn Reid just doesn't want to accept it. And I think that weekend she said that she was when Becky was at her parents' house, her family's house, they just want her to move on. And I think Amberlynn Reid's just not getting in her head that Becky wants to move on. I think Amberlynn Reid's trying every single way just to keep her claws in her, and she just won't grow up and move on and just be on her own. But she won't live with other people, but then she doesn't want to let Becky go. That doesn't make any sense to me, okay? I think she's hoping that Becky would change her mind. Becky needs to move on with her life. Becky is a good person. She needs someone that will help her to lose the weight, because remember, she was trying to lose the weight in the beginning of the relationship, and now it's killing her. They're enabling each other. And I think Amberlynn Reid's happy with being the way she is. I don't think she wants to lose the weight. I really don't. Because when Becky really, truly was trying, when she lost those, 30 pounds, 40 pounds at the time in the beginning of the relationship, Amberlynn Reid was really upset about it. She was dismissive about it with her. She doesn't like Becky to get the attention either. And that's why in their live, she let Becky answer a few questions, but after a while she's like, she had to take the phone back, and then they were gonna go back and forth sharing the phone, and Amberlynn did not let her have the phone back after that. She's very ignorant, and I'm so happy Becky, and I hate to say it, but I'm glad Becky's about to move on. but she needs this clean break. She needs to go. And this is why I'm gonna compare this to, like, their breakup is like a car accident. And Becky is the one who's very damaged, needs to be at the trauma center real quick, need to be hella that out of there to get her life back, okay? Which is like her injuries taken care of. But Amberlynn Reid sitting on the sideline here with just a few scrapes and bumps, but you're still like, no, being self. No, I don't want her to leave me. I there's nothing wrong with me, but I just need her to, and it's keeping her there, suffocating her, and won't allow her to fix the damage. Do you understand what I'm saying? That Becky needs to go to this trauma center to save her life. But yet, Amberlynn Reid is sitting there with just a few bumps and scrapes and just won't let her go to get that help she needs. That's basically where I'm seeing this breakup. Like, Becky wants this clear-cut break, wants to leave, to move on so she can better her health, get on a real normal life schedule. Amberlynn Reid is this is her muddling through life. This has always been Amberlynn Reid's life. She doesn't want anybody to move on to better themselves, to get the help, to be rescued, to fix their injuries. I hope you understand how I'm trying to tell you this. This is where I'm seeing it in my head, like a car accident. Becky's the one who's severely injured, but yet Amberlynn Reid is still keeping her there, trying to keep her out of the helivac to go and get the emergency care for her to get better. This is the way I see it. And it's really, really sad, guys. It's really, really sad that Amberlynn Reid won't step back, be a 30-year-old woman, and to learn to live on their own. They need to sit here and muddle into this it's like being between death and hell, like, and in limbo, and it's just, she needs to move on. I'm serious. I hope you guys understand what I'm saying when I was doing a comparison to the car accident. Like, Becky needs to move on, and we need to free Becky. We need Becky to go on with her life. And this, how long really is she? Because remember in the one live that she did, that she has anxiety, that she needs Becky to sit right next to her to do her lives. Is she going to quit lives now that Becky's no longer her girlfriend? Like, is she going to be able to keep this up for her members? That's what I would like to know. So you guys have an amazing day. Let me know your thoughts and opinions about the clips I showed you, and how I think she was just narcissistic, the whole, like, selfish, and, like, taking jabs at Becky. Becky, man initiated the final end of it, but it was a long time coming, guys. And she's really being ignorant to Becky. And Becky, that's why Becky needs to just roll out of there. Needs to just move in with her family and just go back and get her stuff. I think that's the way it needs to end. Truly, I do. Because I'm sure Amberlynn Reid is sitting there binging like crazy and having unhealthy food around poor Becky. And this is not right for Becky. It really, truly isn't. So let me know what you think. You guys have a great day. I got to get going to pick up my they're all boys, so I got to go pick up my young men and to get them to summer school. You guys have an amazing day, and I'll talk to you guys later.